I'm Michael.
And today we have our top 10 games that we learned of April. Plus 5. Because we just learned too many games in April. That is just like, I can't choose.
You learned 75 new games last month. So April is always our big month for playing games. Because we have a 10-day convention that we go to in April. And that's why we had so many. Now, the last time we went to this convention, we played, I got to be honest, we played a lot of really mediocre and bad games.
It's true.
It just happened that way.
Sometimes it happens, but that's because it was during COVID. There are not many games coming out, and
I mean,
everybody's making
it was like right after COVID had let up quite a bit. However, this time was different. We played so many good games. We all actually considered doing a top 20 instead of a top 15.
It's true.
So
considered it, but that's just too many.
It's just too many.
So we'll do a top 10 plus 5, 15.
Yeah, and I even have those. Like I say, we could do all the honorable mentions and stuff.
Yeah, we'll do that at the end.
We could do that at the end. We just not even talk a lot about it, just a little bit.
Okay, do you want to do it now? But you can't mention that one because
that's one of yours
on my list.
Right. So like some of the Steph had played King of Frontier before, and I'd never played it.
Oh yeah,
Jeff introduced me to it, and it is just so clean and easy and quick.
It's true.
We played Last Message, which I'm disappointed it didn't make our list. It's where
it's a lot of fun.
Like you got a Where's Waldo page, and you pick one of the creatures on this page, and then the other person is trying to get their team. It's like you have to try to find where I am, and she knows where I am, and you guys have to choose where I'm hiding based on giving clues. Here's the catch: I get to erase of this. There are 6 blocks on the page,
or 9. I think it's a 3x3.
No,
it's a 2x3.
It's a 2x3, as I said, and I erase 4 of the blocks the first round, 3 of the blocks the second round, and 2 of the blocks the third round. Eventually, you might catch me, but hopefully I thought it was unique, and it was like one step away from making both of our lists. I
know it's really close. That's for sure.
And speaking of small steps, I liked One Small Step. It's a moon race game. Yeah. You didn't care much for it.
3x3.
Oh, it is a 3x3. Anyway, you erase quite a bit. You erase quite a bit in the first round. It is a 3x3. Why do I remember a 2x3? Like I said, a 3x3. Anyway, One Small Step. You didn't care for it much, but I thought it was really fun.
Actually, I think there's a lot of interesting mechanics in that game.
Yep. And we played one of Friedemann Fries's prototypes called Findorf. I really, really enjoyed the mechanics. I just did not care for the end game rush. All of a sudden, it's like, you're building, the tracks will appear as you're building up this town, and all of a sudden, and there's nothing left to do, and no graceful ending. It's just done.
Yeah, it was just done. That's true.
It is a bit sudden for me. However, that said, I did enjoy the mechanics, so whenever you hear of Findorf, you might check it out if you like those Euro-style Friedemann Fries games. So yes. Shadow says, I love One Small Step. Yeah, I think Steph just got burned a couple times by me, and it was just like, So, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. And then another one I have on my list is you're already going to talk about. So we're good to go for number 15. My number 15.
Oh, I want to do
you want to do your honorable mention. Oh, yeah, that game. Yes, for sure.
We played it the other day on stream called Walkie Talkie.
Walkie Talkie.
I think it's like super cool. It's like super fast, cooperative. Try and get rid of your cards, get points from the cards by there's a red picture up and there's an A, and then you could, or if you have an A you need to get rid of, you say apple or something, and then you try and get rid of your cards by matching up words and colors. I thought that was really nice. And I don't think that made your list. And yeah, I think that's really the only other one. I guess the gig was so close. We just played it.
So close.
Literally just played it. And that was so close to making the list. But again, there's 75
games.
There's
so many good ones.
Shanna wants me to do a top 75.
Top 75 on number 75 on the list. You really don't want to play this one.
You can't know it because it's a top secret prototype.
No, the top secret prototype
actually would have made
our list.
Would have made the list, unfortunately. But we'll say it another time.
We can't say anything about it, but man, it's good.
It's really good.
It is a game that you have to play multiple times.
It's really good, yeah.
It's really good.
So I can't wait to share that with you when we do.
Dan says, I was caught by the ending of Findorf as well, but I could have anticipated it if I'd paid more attention.
Yeah.
Joe rushed the ending, and it was
Yeah.
It made it feel like the last couple of things I did meant nothing.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
If I had one turn to clean that, like, all right, I've triggered the end. Now we get one more round.
Yeah.
I think I would have been much more fine with that.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
It made the last couple of moves I did just literally 0. So.
Yep.
Anyway, my number 15 was sort of surprising.
15.
Steph had already played this game before. Is that true? No, you had not played this game before.
I haven't played this.
It just didn't make your list.
It just didn't make the list.
Right. So, is Streets. Now, Steph had played Villagers, or is that what it's called? Villagers?
Villagers, yeah. Very different game.
Very different game.
That's a card-driven game.
Yes, but it's in the same style box.
It is definitely the same box.
Same publisher.
Same publisher, yeah.
Same graphic design. It looks very similar. But and here's the thing. Steph almost didn't want to play Streets because
I didn't like Villagers much.
She didn't like Villagers.
I actually like Streets.
You actually like Streets?
Yeah. It's tile placement.
Yeah. I would say that of course it didn't make your list, but I bet it would probably have rated on the top half of your list. There's just so much this month.
I did like it, yeah.
So in Streets, you and everybody else are trying to create these streets of no more than 5 tiles in length, I believe it is, at least at the player count we were playing at. When you cap off the ends of the streets, no matter how long the street is, that street is going to score. It could be just a little nub of one street tile street.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be a full 5 tile street, and you can't be longer than that.
Right.
But the streets that you cap it off with are then streets of their own, which can then run other directions, which can also make other little cross street things, which is what we did. We actually had 2 streets that were like parallel, and we just kept laying things in between. And when you score a street, then you're going to get, hey, score for every other retail district on this street, or score for tourist attractions on this street, or pairs of tourist and residential, or something like that.
Right.
And all of the people that were on that street then go to other streets. When those score, they go to other streets. And every time you have people on your buildings, that's going to increase things. So there's a lot of really strategic thinking as you're playing one of the 2 or 3 tiles you've got in your hand. It was really interesting to me. So
yeah. There was one comment during our game at the end, like, I don't have much control over the tiles I'm drawing, but you could make 2 stacks. I don't really see why you wouldn't be able to do that. If you wanted to house rule something like that, to have a little bit more strategy on what your tile you're taking, because you know what color it is on the back. So
yeah, because there's only one stack of tiles. I didn't really have a problem with that, because my personal ability during the game was basically made yellows wild or something like that, and it was easy for me to change things. So right. So when you have a yellow tile or green tile or blue tile, you don't know what it is when you draw it, but it's face down. It would increase the strategy if you did house rule, like Steph said, to have 2 or 3 piles and go, I really need a green one for next round. Yeah. I'm taking off the green stack. Yeah. Yeah, because you only have like two or three tiles, I can't remember, that you have in your hand that you can play from.
3, I think, yeah.
And then you're going to play them out at the end. So
yeah, no, it's cute. It's cute.
But yeah,
game.
it's got.
I would definitely play it again.
It's solid. Your number 15.
My number 15 is
10 plus 5.
Isle of Cats, explore and draw.
Whoa. I was actually surprised this did not go higher on your list because you love roll and writes.
I really really do love
or flipping rights in this case.
This was definitely...
And you love a la cats.
This is one of the better roll and rides that I played. I played a whole bunch of roll and rides this past month.
So that must mean...
It's one of the best.
The other 14 games must be amazeballs.
They're really good.
They're really good.
I do have 2 other roll and rides above this one.
What?
On the list. So there are others
That's
on the list.
That's amazing.
I know. I mean, it was a pretty good month, I guess, especially for roll and rides. But this one is, if you like Isle of Cats, I don't see why you wouldn't enjoy this one.
It's nearly the same.
It's nearly the same.
It's amazing how much
snappy.
they made it.
I like the display of cards where you choose a row or a column or whatever. You have special
3x4 grid of cards, right? And you're going to choose one of those columns.
Columns, yeah.
Yes.
And so you're going to get a whole bunch of things. So some of the cards are lessons. Some of the cards it's very familiar if you know Isle of Cats. All of the concepts going on. I love that they added little 1x1s, a little of cats. So that's really great. That you're like, oh, I wish I had a 1x1 red on the main game of.
And they make a little bitty cute.
It's so cute. So
and you
I
actually
like
draw the figures.
Yeah,
because you're not claiming them and taking them.
Right.
You're
drawing it on your board. Now that's my problem.
And it looks like it's a ship, just like the other.
That's my biggest complaint, actually.
Really?
Is that you're drawing it.
I did not mind it one bit.
For me, it was really hard to see the board, to see what I needed to do. But I think I could get over it if I didn't
put dots instead of outlines. That would fix it for
Maybe, probably. So that's just something to consider. But
you're supposed to like outline the geometric shape.
I definitely want to play it again to see how a second play would make it different for
And Dan
me.
wants to try it.
Yeah, you
should. Totally should.
You should totes try it. So did you like it? It's not on your list, I don't think. Or is it? Can't remember.
Spoilers.
I don't remember. There's too many games.
I can't say.
So,
but,
yeah.
Definitely worth checking out, I think.
Yeah.
So, whether or not it's on my list.
Don't know. Being suspicious. Okay. I like it.
I'm always the
It's
trader.
on my to acquire list. I would like it in my collection. For sure.
Note to publisher.
It's fine. Next victim. Number
14 is a game that you tried last month and I tried this month. Is it last month?
Last month.
Yes, and I tried this month. It is Decorum.
Yes.
And we played this on stream the other week.
It is. It's great. Yeah.
And
I think what did we play? A couple games? 2 games? 1 game?
I think so.
No.
Anyway,
I think we've played 4 times as a 2-player game.
It is primarily designed as a 2-player game, though there are scenarios you can play with 3 and 4 players, and I highly recommend that you do because we played a 4-player game, and it was very fun, very stressful, and very different.
It was awesome.
In a good way.
I was surprised we even pulled it out by the end. I was like,
it was great.
We're not doing it.
So it was me and Steph and Jeff and Dan.
Yeah.
And it was so, what you're doing is you got 4 rooms. You're all roommates in a house. You've got 4 rooms in this house. And you all have certain things that you need to get done. Like I need to make sure that there is nothing red in the bottom floor. And that I have every color represented on each side of the house.
Or something like that.
And I want to have artwork on both rooms on the top floor or something like that. And what happens is that I will put something in and Steph will say, I love it. And Jeff will say,
I hate it.
I hate it. And Dan will say, I can live with
whatever.
that. Dan says it seems like a lot more fun with 2. Shannon says, so interested to try this one, getting a different deduction game in Paint the Roses this week.
It is
I might
different.
know one of the designers of one of the scenarios of Paint the Roses. Meet Alice right here.
That's right. I designed.
You did a lot of the
Alice.
You did a lot of the prototyping work for Paint the Roses.
Yeah, I really love that game.
And for Alice, obviously. So anyway.
Yeah, that's cool. Paint the Roses I love, obviously. I also love Decorum. The more I've been playing Decorum, the more I've been liking Decorum. So, had I played it a little bit more, Last month, I think it probably would have been rated higher. I'm very interested to play through this campaign.
Because, there's a whole campaign.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
And there are envelopes like, do not open until after you finish Scenario 12. And I'm like, what is it going to be?
It gets so challenging.
It's supposed to be getting harder and harder.
It does get harder and harder.
Yes.
So
but I was surprised at how difficult it was for the 4-player experience. So I would highly recommend playing it with various player counts because it's so different. And if you haven't played it, highly recommend it.
Dad's like, I would only play it with, again, with more than 2 if I could take notes. And I would say, maybe I don't think it's needed. For you, maybe it's needed, but I think like if you get a core group of 4 and you can kind of learn to be like, let's focus on this room to see how people are reacting.
Well, here's the thing.
And then maybe you can kind of pick up on what people are putting down.
You can't really have the communication like I say, oh, I know Jeff's thing is to not have the blue in this room. I don't think that communication is allowed. You can just say whether you love it or hate it.
But what I think, not like communication like that, but if you focus on something, maybe you can understand why people are saying no, or try and get your own like theories, if you will. But I think like once you start handing off information to people because they keep ruining what you're doing, I think it's really interesting to see, okay, how can I help this person with their goal as well? And so now more people are getting more information. And I think it's really clever. But I do think that it is designed as a 2-player game. There are more scenarios for 2 players. And so...
Dan was done with it by round 10.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was.
How many goals does each person have at 4? I believe it was only... It was 3 goals. And instead of having it on 1 card, you have them on 3 cards. And whenever it comes time for a heart-to-heart talk, which is then a house meeting... You will hand one of your requirement cards to one other player so they don't know all of your requirements.
Right.
So I think that's...
I think it's done really, really well. Obviously, Dan feels differently, which is fine. Yeah, not every game's for everybody. And this game is certainly not going to be for a lot of people just because of, the stress and the arguing back and forth and the everything. And yeah.
Right.
Senor, did you like Decorum?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you love it?
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Let the record show. It's pretty cool.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm just so happy to see passive aggression as a mechanic, finally.
I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it.
I hate it.
No, you loved it.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
But I hate it.
Okay. So that was your number 14.
That was my 14. You're number 14.
My number 14 was...
Yeah.
What is it?
Let the record show he has 2 arms. Yeah, I need to be a drummer.
Basically a drummer. All right, my number 14 was a Riverside. Hey, another roll and write.
Yes.
It's really cool. The board is modular, first of all, so every board that you set up will be different, and you're trying to fill out these passengers in these different passenger boats.
Yeah, it's a cruise.
It's a cruise, that's right. And so you're
going out and back.
And you're trying to see like the northern stars and all this stuff, well, northern lights and everything. But it's really challenging because you only have so many, I don't know, whatever the green stuff was to manipulate the dice at the top. So
Northern Lights. Those are the lights.
That's the lights. Okay, yeah. So you only have so many of those to spend on the dice, and so you're trying to manage the dice to the best of your abilities, even though it's never working out the way you want to, and you're trying to fill out as much as you can to get combos. It's kind of a combo game, right? So you fill out this to get this, to get this, to get this.
Okay, so like there are certain types of passengers who like to see certain types of things. Some like the nature and some like the mountains and some like the whatever. Yeah. And here's the thing. When you go to see a site, then you have to, whenever the next time you see a site, it better be better.
Oh, yeah.
Or they don't want to see it.
So it has
and you score no points for it. You have to
score better than the previous time.
Hey, thanks for following, Supreme.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, thanks for following.
So yeah, I mean you have to get better each time, or they don't want any part of it.
Oh my God, yeah.
So yeah, Rolling with rock, running in for a quick hi and bye. I want to tell you both rock, and I miss being able to spend more time watching you. Please join in whenever, Rock. I mean, we miss you, man.
Love having you here.
Yeah. And
so
definitely need to play.
Saying hi. We appreciate it.
Need to play games. So, and it's a rolling, right? So you're like marking off your passengers as you go, and when you mark off passengers, that's going to be combo-licious. And we all love combos on rolling rights.
And managing dice, of course, is always fun. And everybody else gets to do the same thing with the same dice, but it's like...
But totally different things.
How you're doing it is, your choice. So that's why it's cool. Exactly.
So...
Then there's no real downtime because you're all doing things at the same time.
Right.
Unless you're playing with somebody really slow.
That didn't happen to us on our game.
Yes, it did.
It's not fine. Me.
It's fine. It didn't judge our ranking of the game because we still had a great time playing it. So there you go.
Does this game feel like it should be a traditional non-roll and write? I mean, I think it is. It is in the presentation. I think it should be in.
It should be a roll and write.
Yeah, because other games have done similar sorts of things. Meaning, as you go, you must continue to score more, or you don't score. That's been done.
Yeah.
Having something move and then going out and getting something that's like 2 or 3 spaces away, that's been done. The roll and write is the new mechanic here, I think. Especially with all the combo-licious stuff, it fits perfectly.
Yeah, it fits. It fits.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind that the reason why we're giving you 15 is that any of these games we've got on this top 15 would have made our top 10 in any other month.
Oh,
guaranteed.
Sure. Yeah, I loved all these games. Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
So just because it's ranked number 14 or 13, don't think it's not as good as Steph's top 10s. It's better than both of our top 10s in almost any other month. So, yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
Agree too.
That was my...
Let the record show.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Your number 13.
My number 13 is Overbooked.
Overbooked.
Yes. So, this was, you didn't think I was going to put this on my list, but no, I loved it. So, Overbooked, what's the one thing you think of when you think of Overbooked?
A flight.
Flights. That's exactly what this is.
Flight.
You are seating people that will come up on these little passenger cards, and you have to put them in as they appear on these cards. Well, what happens if you can't fit them on? Then what happens is you overlay them on your passengers that are already there, and you bump off passengers. Bumping off passengers is very bad. Yeah, it's really bad.
You don't want to do that.
No, you don't want to do that because it's negative points.
Generally, you lose money because every time I've given up a seat, I've gotten like a couple $100.
Yeah. So, whoa, what is that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. It's fine.
Oh. It's like her phone's going crazy over here.
It's fine.
Whoa.
It's fine.
So, what happens is that each of these characters will score differently. Red characters are couples and they want to be in pairs. Yes. If you put 3 of them together, that's not a happy couple. That's a love triangle and you score nothing.
Very unhappy.
If you have 5 or 6, that's a little bit different situation, but you score nothing.
Very unhappy.
You want to score pairs. You've got the green ones. That is a soccer/football team. And they all want to be in a group.
A big group.
And so that's going to score. What are I can't remember the blue ones.
It has crying babies.
Oh, well, that's the crying. The white ones are the crying babies.
Yes.
And they have to be surrounded by the edge of the board, the wall of the plane, and or adults.
It needs to be, surrounded. You have the old people.
Oh, the old people. What they want to be in?
They're like the rugby players. They all want big groups, I think.
I can't quite remember what the thing was that made them different from the rugby players. They might be the same.
I think they're the same. I think it's in the blue. The blue group was
the blue group and the purple group. Anyway,
They all have
different victory conditions.
Yes.
And I did terribly at it, but I had a lot of fun with it.
It's a lot of fun to try and figure out the puzzles of how these things can fit in your...
And so one thing that we didn't quite do right, some of them want to sit next to the window. Some of them want to sit
on the aisle.
Some of them, there's different rules for every card. But it's like, and we didn't read the cards right.
And we didn't even play the advanced game, which there's another...
Oh, yeah, another level to this
There's
thing.
another level to it. I'm like, oh my God, I totally want to play that
But
too.
it is something I want to pick up for sure. So.
Exactly.
I'd also like to surround crying babies with adults and max my sonic damage dice. Kestrel found her gift sub.
Yay! Hey, Cass, how's it going?
Game not accepting of thruples.
It all comes down to, I really like this game. I think the theme works. I think the tile placement really works. It could use an uplift for artwork, but otherwise I think it's like pretty solid. Good choice.
Yep. Oh yeah, Shannon says encountering roll-and writes that probably shouldn't have been. We've encountered a few of those as well. Some of them are like major productions. That's like, maybe it didn't have to be a roll-and write. They could have had just normal tetromino shapes or whatever. But yeah, I get it.
Hey, Wigsby.
Hi. Hey, Wigsby.
How goes it? You were hanging out with Conrad. That's awesome. Hey, Conrad. If
What's up, people, comrade?
Why are we in the red? The heck?
Well, it'd be
cool.
No, it's fine.
All right.
What is your number 13?
My number 13 is something very familiar to everybody because we just played it.
What?
First Empires.
Whoa.
I loved it. Another reason why I wanted to do a top 15 tonight, because all these games are just so good.
Yes.
I mean, it's so good.
There's no way that we could leave First Empires off this list.
No way.
Because any other month.
Any other month, it would have been right there. It's
top 10.
It's so good, guys.
Yes. So that means all the rest of the games, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really, really love it. We played it tonight. 2-player. It works 2-player. I think I do like it a little bit more with more players.
I like it, but I like it better with more.
I don't necessarily need 5 players because I played 5-5-2-2, which is like the extreme.
Extreme.
I think it will probably be great with 3 or 4.
Yes.
But I'm happy to play it at any count because I really enjoy this game.
It's definitely a keeper.
For sure.
Yes.
We really like it.
So, as I mentioned on our stream, I shouldn't for the people who are watching this after the fact and have not seen our First Empires video.
That's true.
I should mention I basically call it briefest history of the world because it's a short version of something that has a lot of that same history of the world mechanics where don't get too wrapped up in the region that you're in and things are going to ebb and flow, and that's okay. You're trying to build up your civilization and things like that. So highly recommend if you enjoy civ builders, if you enjoy especially light civ builders, this is going to be right up your alley.
Yeah, it's really cool.
If you enjoy chucking dice, right up your alley.
It's just fun. It's just a fun game.
Yes. And it's dudes on a map. But not like you think. Not like Risk. Or anything. It's not area control. It's not majority. It's just a fun dice fest.
Shannon, you'll like that one a lot.
I think so. Light Civ Builder's Heart.
Yeah.
Mayor of Canada doesn't want to talk about his other games that he's played, his checkered past. Wah, wah, wah. My number 12 is Riverside. We've already talked about this.
It's true.
Love all the combos. Combolicious stuff. Great to play. Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Hey, that was pretty easy.
That was easy. I'm not even ready.
How about your number 12?
Okay. My number 12 is Stroganov.
What?
What?
You don't like Stroganov.
It's beefy.
Beefy.
I mean, literally like 20,000 people. Came up to me while I was playing this game and said this.
I have a beef with this game.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty funny. I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
Dan said it and Steph was like, what? Because she's not a foodie.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm like, it is a beef dish.
As if Steph ever ate beef stroganoff. I didn't say it. No, literally everybody said it. So you probably said it.
I thought Dan set out to beef with this game.
Literally everybody else did.
Everybody else did.
It was too obvious.
I said that. And I've never even eaten beef stroganoff.
This game was so cool. I really, really enjoyed it. I've played it now 3 times. What?
It's okay.
Why? What's okay?
That you don't eat the beef.
I know, I don't.
No, but, I mean, it's really tasty. Yes.
Oh, my goodness. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really interesting decisions to be made. You get a ton of actions during the course of the game, so you have to decide on how best to use everything. Basically, you're just trying to go into tell the stories, kill the animals, and by kill them, I mean make them my friends.
Kill them, eat them.
Do a whole bunch of things, get a whole bunch of points.
More beef.
Oh my god. I can't even read what this is.
Don't read it.
Oh, I see it.
So the question is, did we play retail or deluxe?
I think it was just the retail edition.
I think so.
It wasn't like shiny special.
We want it.
So
we don't have it.
No, yeah, we don't have it.
We want
it. It was somebody's copy. I ended up playing the first time, teaching a second game, and teaching a third game.
And we think some shenanigans went on.
The shenanigans going on?
Yeah.
Why?
With the scoring. With like the playing. It's like, you put the pizza on. Oh, wait, no, I take it off. No, wait, I'll put it back. No, wait a minute. I'm going to change this and then put this. Oh, and I'm going to get these animals. And that's 4 actions. No, you can only take 3 actions. What? Yeah, you can only have. Yeah, it was really. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. There was some shenanigans going on.
There's definitely some shenanigans.
Yes. So, Dan says this was decent. Doesn't usually care for studying the game, but this is decent. Firenze and Gugong are in my all-time tops.
Ooh, nice.
I wanted to like Gugong, especially with my Chinese sort of thing. It's missing some things, I think, for me.
For which one?
And
Gugong. Yeah.
Hey, Gugong.
Right. We're not going there again.
And Firenze I've never played. Dan says Gugong was okay. Same. I think the exact same. So, yes.
I do like Stroganov better than Gugong.
Yes.
Whatever.
What?
I really like this. I look forward to playing it again.
Yes. All right. So, we are on my number 11, which is you want to see it?
Yeah, I can't put it.
You don't even have an image for it.
I don't have a cover.
You know what it's called?
Because it's so prototype.
It's so prototype. Who is it by?
It's Plan B.
Plan B. That's right. It's called Challengers. And I don't know how few it plays, but it plays great with a group of like 8 people.
It's so cool.
So, I'm going to tell you this. And you guys are going to think that I am crazy.
You're nuts.
This game is basically war.
It's true.
But it is. It's not.
It's not, but it is. But it's a deck building
It's a deck building war.
It's a deck building war.
So.
Can't go wrong. I
have a starter set of cards. And you have a starter set of cards. And we are playing against each other on this first battle. Right? So, I'm going to flip a card over. It's a 2. You have to keep flipping cards over until you can together beat a 2. So let's say you roll over a 1 and then you roll over another 1. Hey, that's 2. You have, is it equal or beat?
It's equal.
Equal. So now you've got 2. Thing is, you've only got a 1 on top of your stack of cards. I need to beat a 1 now. So I'm going to roll a card over and I have beaten your 1. Oh, I forgot to mention, when she beats my stuff, they go to the bench.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll a card over. I roll over a 3 and I've beaten your 1 and whatever was under it. They're going to the bench.
They're going to the bench.
If cards match identically, not just in number, but identically type of card, they occupy the same bench position.
Yep.
The match is over when one side or the other runs out of cards or runs out of bench space and has to try to send somebody to the bench but can't. they will lose. The winner gets the trophy, and then you upgrade your deck by drawing some cards from an A stack, a B stack, or a C stack the further you get into this set of matches, right? Then you might stay at your table, you might move to another table, but you're probably going to be fighting against somebody else.
It's someone new.
And so you're going to do the same sort of thing again. If you have won a trophy recently, then you get to go. I think you get to go first.
I think you go first.
And so that way, there's a slight advantage for the other player, which it should be. That's how it should go.
I think it's like 8 or 9 bouts or something.
For the 8 players we played, it was 7 matches, I think.
7 matches. I thought it was more than that. But yeah, I mean,
however many we played seven matches, getting trophies along the way, and
upgrading your deck,
upgrading your stuff, and upgrading your deck each time. You can cull cards whenever you want.
Yeah, you can just throw cards away.
Just throw them away.
If you don't want them.
Here's the catch, though.
Oh man.
You might run out of cards if you have too. If you have too few, then you run out of cards. If you have too many and too many different ones, you run out of bench.
Yeah.
So that borderline, do I keep it? Do I cull it? It makes it really super interesting. Sometimes you'll get cards that say, hey, I'm going to add bonuses to every 1 value card. Well, hey, I don't want to cull my 1s now.
Yeah.
But I should cull my 1s because they're 1s.
They're 1s.
But these are the interesting decisions that you have to make in Challengers. And I think this one is a gem that's coming.
It's a surefire hit.
I think it's going.
I don't know if we've sold it based on what you've said, but it's just one of those like, once you play it, you're like, wow.
Once you play it, you understand. It's not just war.
It is so actually hard to like, make it sound amazing because unless you know how the cards are interacting and what their powers are, and just there's so much possibility here with what can happen with this game. And I think it's really smart. It's really fun. It's easy. And it plays a ton of people really easily. I mean, it's just like, it's brilliant. It's
brilliant.
It's really
and you
cool.
could probably play this 2-player.
Yeah.
Without any problem.
It's likely.
But how many times have you been in a group of 8 people, 10 people, 6 people, and you're like,
what can we play? Like 30 minutes, and then you can be like this.
Yeah. I mean, and each match is what, 2-3 minutes?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's so fast. And then the long part is deciding what cards to draw and keep and do this and that.
Oh, is it this game, Dan says?
Yeah, it is that game. It was that link, yes. That is.
So, there's the link. If anyone wants to see.
There's nothing to see, but yeah, it's coming, and I believe it should be Essen release, so...
No. What did they say?
I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Did he say Essen? All right.
Pretty sure.
Plan B. Plan B.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
So yeah, Challengers. Definitely check it out. That's my number 11.
We'll probably be talking about it more as we get closer to cons.
Yes.
That will release it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
My number 11 is actually your number 10.
6-player point salad, 7-player just one, 8-player Burke's Gambit. Just one has been played and played and played and played and played. And the groups that we had been gaming with.
I thought it was Plan B. Maybe it's Z-Man? It's either Plan B or Z-Man.
No, let me look. Now that
I thought that was it, but now I'll double check.
Now we should look.
I have it.
One More Time Games is what it says.
Maybe they started a new line.
It's 1 to 8 players. I don't know.
I thought it was Plan B, but I guess One More Time is it.
If it's One More Time, just check out Challengers when it comes.
Yeah.
You can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah. So, Challengers, worth checking out. Your number 11
is actually your number 10.
What?
So we've got a crossover.
Whoa. You puppet poker.
Nah, it's petting. All right, it is.
You must have a fantastic hair.
I know. Intrepid.
Intrepid.
Yeah.
co-op.
This is a funny one because it has the potential of going up or down. We've only played the intro game.
The training mission. And it's a pre-programmed set of hazards that come up.
So it kind of prepares you for what might come up, but it's also set up not to just like ruin you.
Not to ruin you.
So I'm ready.
I don't want to be ruined.
I feel like we're gonna get ruined as soon as we play again. So I'm excited to see what happens, and we'll play that on stream sometime.
I'm making notes.
Yeah, you make notes.
So I can remember what you said when you get ruined.
Yeah, this box is huge.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
It is not long like this. It is actually square, but they don't have a picture of the cover on BGG that is square.
Oh, so you have this long picture?
Yes.
So it's really cool that you fold out the game board, and it's really just places to stack tiles. Based on, because you're making a space station, you're developing pieces of a space station.
Yeah.
Each of us is playing a country: U.S., Russia, China, and Japan. Japan. Oh, Canada. That's right. Sorry, Defoob.
There is an expansion with more as well. So.
Yes, and we have not even played it. It's called Intrepid Mission Critical. Mm-hmm. Eventually, we're going to play that as well. So.
If we can win the hard games.
Yes. So you will have a few dice, and you will use those dice to program into your space station to hopefully generate more dice or change the value of existing dice so that you can then roll those dice and add them to your space station. And then hopefully, if like Steph needs help, I can put a die in a docking module, which will give her a die to use for her stuff. And then she might have to end up being able to give me one back if I need something. And we're just trying to activate as much as we can. Well, you've got these great big rotating wheels.
They are very large.
That keeps track of how much power or food, nutrition, and oxygen, and what's the last one?
Nutrition? The energy?
It was the lightning bolt, the apple,
the oxygen tank,
the blue oxygen tank, and
the red something.
The red something.
It was yours.
Anyway,
you should remember.
I should remember, but you know what? I don't. So what happens is that you are trying to complete these experiments and whatnot in order to open up different things and to get certain extra points, and you spend the points to open up new technologies and to acquire new things. Sometimes you'll say, hey, I need to make this space station module, but it's going to require you, another player, to turn your power to use 2 of your power or 2 of your nutrition or 2 of your oxygen.
It's drained.
And it drain, thank you.
Yeah.
And that is going to be a permanent drain on your system.
It's hard.
And when you do that, you might not have enough to survive, especially if an asteroid comes along and takes out those components that you really needed to make something work.
I think we need to be a little bit more risky.
I think we do. But we'll figure that out when we take off the training wheels.
The problem with the riskiness is that you won't get capacity each round. That's
when you run it close.
Yeah.
So capacity means that you basically get an amount of capacity that's basically your currency.
Yeah.
And it's based on whatever your lowest resource is. So if you run it risky, you're not going to get capacity.
Climate's the other one.
Climate, thank you.
Yes.
Yes. So you don't want to run out of any of the 4 resources or you die.
Yeah. So it's really interesting to manipulate everything and see how the dice work.
Yep. You know what happens if you don't have oxygen? No.
What?
You know what happens? It goes like this.
No. Sounds stressful? Yeah, I mean, it can be stressful.
You're not going to get the Oscar. Why not?
Are you a grouch?
That was a good... No, I mean the Oscar of the the award for best on-screen death.
Azul had no nose.
Why don't... Oh, I can breathe. I'm blue. I can breathe. Do I not breathe?
Nope.
So you like try to like take all my oxygen away, but like stuffing me in a backpack.
That's what happens.
No.
So I like the stress.
I do too.
I like the cooperative nature of the game. I like being uncertain about the events that are gonna trigger, and the things you have to deal with. So that's all stuff that I enjoy.
Yeah, I like the puzzle aspect of it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
So I look forward to playing that again.
So that was your number 11 and my number 10.
Okay, so
hey, we're in the top 10 proper now, right?
Yeah. Yes.
You're number 10.
Okay, I need to change the picture. What, Senor Azul? What?
What?
This one.
Whoa.
I gotta fix it now because it was a weird box last time.
It's another space game.
It's another space game.
What?
It's Welcome to the Moon.
Whoa. I
love this. I love this more than Welcome to. I have now played 3 of the boards, and I really like them. There's I think 6 boards or 6 or 8 boards. I'm not sure.
And they're like entirely different scenarios.
They're totally different boards.
And I've not played many different ones.
They totally do different things. The second board needs a little bit of clarification. It's more challenging than the third board, which was actually very easy to understand, and so. But for me, I really enjoyed what I've played so far. I look forward to trying the campaign, which is like, no. Stay back.
No. What are you doing?
Putting it away. You're ruining my segment. But I like Welcome to the Moon a lot. So it's definitely a game that I want to own.
No.
That was the other roll and write that I had on my list.
So, that's all 3 of them, right? Alley Cats, Riverside. And
I suppose that's a spoiler.
Welcome to the Moon?
Yeah.
That there's no more rolling rights. That's a spoiler. Whatever.
But I really like it. No. I'm sorry I ruined your day.
You took my Coke.
Did you like it, Michael?
Time Roller. Best moon award.
Well deserved.
No.
No. What? Oh my goodness. It's fine.
We're just gonna let him pout for a minute. So, my number 9 is Perseverance.
Yeah.
And we've only played the first game of this. So
it's true.
We had said Intrepid could go up or down. This one could also go up or down based on the quality of game 2. So game 1 was fun. With the worker placement and everything, but I've been told game 2 is where it's at. At least I tried, award. So yeah, that's the trying to make Senor Azul have a good mood. And all he wants to do is pout over here.
It's true.
So, no, you did good, Time Roller. So, I hear game 2 is where it's at. So, for those of you who have not heard of Perseverance, you have crash landed on a planet. Hey, thanks for following, Dr. Whiz Kid. You have crash landed on a planet. And so you're trying to build up your new civilization, basically. There's only one problem. Dinosaurs. Why does it always have to be dinosaurs?
Because we love dinosaurs.
I guess so. Steph really has an obsession
there's a new
with
Jurassic
dinosaurs.
movie coming out.
Yes.
Very excited.
No.
I like the game a bunch. I there's a lot going on, but it's not like overwhelming. I definitely want to play the second game as well to see how that plays out and what happens. So
there's a lot of resource management, collecting resources and then spending them on whatever. There's also personnel management as you collect your soldiers, heavy and light infantry, and you send them out on missions, and then you come back with all sorts of stuff, but you might lose them along the way. There is a little bit of politicking that goes on as you're like trading out your dice, the neutral dice with dice of your color, which could give you extra bonus points. They will also possibly give you some votes that will give you basically your prestige, your influence at or points at the end of the game. And so you're just basically trying to become the most powerful, what's the
most followers
you're trying to have the most followers behind you to have the most influence.
Influence, yeah.
You send out troops to go kill the dinosaurs that are about to rampage. You get followers. You put up a wall that stops the dinosaurs. You get followers. You put out a trap that catches the dinosaur. You get followers. You add on settlements. You get followers. There's all sorts of ways to get followers, which is ultimately your victory points. So anyway,
I don't have every dinosaur game, just most of them.
It's true, and you keep them too.
There's some that I haven't kept, but most of them, yeah, I keep.
No.
Ow. Are you a dinosaur? Very cute dinosaur.
But my arms are too long to be a dinosaur.
Very cute dinosaur.
No.
They're like wings. Pterodactyl. Yeah, like this. Like this.
Whoa, that was a pretty good impression.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe
I have a better mood.
Does what you do in episode 1 have any impact on episode 2?
Supposedly not. Supposedly
they're totally
standalone
games. So who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, I think basically 1 teaches you the concepts and the mechanics of what you'll find in game 2, but there's a whole lot more moving parts in game 2 is my understanding.
What I understand.
But
so we're just basically rating this just on the merits of part 1. So like I say, this could go way up in my opinion. Then again, maybe part 2 is not all that's cracked up to be and it would move down. For now, I'm going to put it at number 9.
So Alex says, did you keep that one that came out the same time as Dinosaur Island? Dinosaur Island or Dinosaur World? Dinosaur Island, was there... Oh, no, the Dinogenics? No, I never had that one. And I didn't like that one, actually.
Dino World, I was not a fan of. Dino Island, I much prefer.
Oh, yeah. For Dino Island versus Dino World, I definitely prefer Dino Island. But there was a game that came out called Dinogenics, which just wasn't great. At least with 5 players when I played it, and I'm like, never again. So, yeah. I really like Perseverance. Didn't make my list, but... it was really close too. Oh my goodness.
What?
What's this?
What's this? Oh, you have to look.
I can't remember things. Okay, yeah.
But no, we're on yours.
I know, now we're on mine.
Yes.
Mine is my number...
Your number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
No.
No.
That was
that's
yours.
mine. This is my side. That is your side.
It is Overbooked. We talked about this.
Whoa.
I really like this game. I liked puzzling it all out.
Yeah.
And I know it was early on your list, but I was actually surprised it even made your list. So I'm glad you liked it as much as I did.
I like polyomino type shaped things, and I like the set grouping.
And there's card drafting. You're like, do I spend?
The drafting.
Do you spend the extra tokens that you have to go deeper in, or do you hold on to them for later when it's really necessary? And there's a lot of good choices to be had with Overbooked, and it really.
Forgot to mention when you're drafting these things, it's small world style.
Yeah.
Right?
It's really cool.
So, like, you can take the card that's in front of you. You're blocking me. So you take the card that's in front of you, or you can put one of your tokens on it to go one more up. And put another token on it to go one more up. But if you take whatever thing, you're going to get all of the tokens on it.
That's true.
So if it's a difficult thing with a lot of screaming kids, then
maybe
you might end up racking up. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe do the next one. So it's like, it's a lot of good choices. I don't know. It's totally my type of game. So it just worked for me in many ways. So
yeah,
I'm happy to have spotted and played it.
Yes. And we want a copy.
Definitely.
Now our eyes are looking for it.
Yes. Your number, what?
My number 8.
8.
Is a Fantasy Realms spinoff called Marvel Remix. Remix. So, if you like Fantasy Realms and you like Marvel, you're going to love Marvel Remix. Now, for those of you who have watched our stream, you will know that we tried the Star Trek version of the Fantasy Realms, in the Fantasy Realms universe, called Star Trek Missions. And I am as big a Trekkie as I am a Marvel file. And it just fell flat for me. Marvel Remix fixes all the problems, or never introduces the problems that I had with Star Trek Missions.
It's so good.
It's so good. It heavily deals with the tags on the sides of the cards. The colors pop. It's easy to understand. You have to have a hero or an ally and a villain, and then you score all the points like you do in Fantasy Realms. So easy to teach, so easy to play.
It makes sense.
The first day we played it 7 times.
8 times.
8? Did we play it 8 times?
I think so.
That night? Anyway.
It was something, 7 or 8.
It was big.
It was a lot.
And we never play games that often. We loved it.
Yeah.
So.
Totes.
Definitely worth checking out. Marvel.
We did play it recently, so you can go check that video.
Yeah, check out the video.
If you wanted to see it more about it. Highly recommend.
We played it 3 times on stream, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally worth. And don't be like me and blank your villain. If you blank your villain, that didn't come out right. It sounded better in my head. If you blank your villain don't count. And if you don't have a villain, you don't have anything.
That's right.
Oh no, blank my hero.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And then I said, blankety blank, blank, blank.
And you had no other hero or ally or anything.
What's blank mean?
Nothing.
Yeah, so okay.
Yeah, I think it comes out in June or July. One of the
If it's Dr. Doom, you gotta blank him all night long.
Oh my goodness. Anyway. My number 8.
Next big seller for WizKids. I agree. Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes, your number 8 is...
It is?
It's a combo, actually.
It is a combo. I kind of cheated.
You did cheat.
Because we played 2 Sherlock files. We played the 5th installment, and we played the 6th installment. And by installment, I mean they come in boxes of 3 cases each.
Yes.
And so we played 1 case from each of these, 5 and 6. And I love them, and I'm kind of combining them together. Because they are so much fun. What? Did you play?
I watched you play it.
You were a character.
Oh yeah, that was when I was like Reginald. What's his name? I was like, this portrait is a forgery. Just like that. That's what he did.
Just like that.
And then one of the cards says that he was the center of attention, and that's like this guy right here. What are you saying? Yeah, he's the center of attention right here.
All the time.
All the time.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe.
And these are amazingly fun.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Oh, whoa. I don't know what. Oh! Why's it gotta be fingers?
Okay. If you like detective games and working out a case or what might have happened, who'd have done it kind of thing, these are 1 hour long sessions. It's a cool story.
Cool story, bro.
And I can't speak highly enough about these Sherlock Files games. I really, really like them.
Who done it? Marvel Remix looks cool, says Aldi. Didn't know it existed.
Oh, yeah.
It's sort of new.
It's super new. I knew it got announced several weeks ago, but we got copy. It did, but
I didn't know.
I know you don't hear news.
Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro. Oh my goodness. It might be higher on my list. Definitely.
Spoiler alert. You shouldn't give away those spoilers. Oh, it's not out till July.
I think it comes out, yeah. It'll probably be available at Origins or something.
Yeah. All right, so that is my...
No, that was
your
number 8.
number 8. So you got to be Reginald, Sir Reginald, or whatever his name is.
Oh, this.
My number 7 is this. It is this.
You guys will never guess it.
No, you will never guess it because it's not a new game.
And it's a small game. Here it is.
Whoa. Jump Drive.
Jump Drive.
Yeah. I had never played Jump Drive before. Problem solved. I have now played it.
Now he's played Jump Drive.
So, some of you know about my obsession with Tom Lehman. My bro, my teach you partner. Taught me a teach you convention. I love it. I enjoy playing games with him. I enjoy playing prototypes with him.
Yeah.
I enjoy all things Tom Lehman. You might call me a Tom Lehman fan.
Yeah.
So here comes Tom Lehman, and he has a copy of Jump Drive and a Jump Drive expansion.
Yeah.
So I played the base game, and then I played the expansion.
Yeah.
Loved them both. Loved them both. And definitely a keeper. Mayor of Canada says Jump Drive equals the city with extra rules. So Steph pointed this out to me, and she's like, it's really just a retheme. My city's a retheme of Jump Drive, and I'm like, what? And so I was like, what? You signed the fool. Yeah. So I was unaware, so I was like, I took a look at it and I was like, it's amazing what a theme change will do. Plus, maybe there are some different balancing or some different rules or something that just makes Jump Drive much better for me. So anyway, the expansion is not out yet. It is a prototype expansion.
It's
so
like
we
super
played,
prototype, and it's unannounced, so I don't even know if we're really supposed to be talking about it, but it's cool. And look for it in the future.
Sorry, Tom.
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm not actually talking a lot about the expansion.
Right.
Just saying, if you're a fan of Jump Drive, you will be a fan of the expansion. Because both of those made me a fan of Jump Drive itself.
I do like New Frontiers a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
All good things.
And you know what? It's like, of Race for the Galaxy, Roll for the Galaxy, New Frontiers, and Jump Drive, I know there's a lot of Race fans out there. Race is probably number 4 of 4 on that list.
For me, too.
To me. So, with Roll being like way up in the lead. Or no more game previews for you, Mr. Loose Lips. No, I was not told to keep it secret, so...
Yeah, he did not say specifically. But I don't want to break any trust or anything.
Right.
But yes.
So.
It's cool.
Mayor Kennedy says the city theme is easier to teach the noobs, then you can get them over to Jump Drive.
Dan says Thomas mentioned on BGD that the expansion is coming, so it should be okay to mention it.
Done. I mentioned it.
We really like it.
Really enjoy it. Obviously, it's not going to be on Steph's list because she's played
expansion.
it.
Oh, yeah, that's the base game, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, long ago.
Yeah, long ago you've played it, so.
Okay.
I've already shared my thoughts, but Jump Drive is high.
That's awesome, yeah.
Yes,
for sure.
I love it.
All right.
And like I say, if Jump Drive on my list is already in the top 10 on a really heavy, good game month, that says
Super
something
solid.
for an older game. Older game like Jump Drive.
It's not that old, but
it's not that old.
It's still older in the sense that
Jump
we
Drive
play a lot of new stuff that are not even out yet. All right, my number 7 is no picture because it's Challengers.
Challengers. We really love
Challengers. Really, really love Challengers. This game is going to be awesome.
I can play it.
Everybody's going to love Challengers. Let me just tell you.
I want to play.
You can play.
Whoa, that'd be cool.
You just need hands. You're shuffling cards. You're going to go one at a time trying to...
I got hands, I just don't got fingers.
Yeah, you need fingers. You need to hold cards.
No.
2 to 4 years. Yeah, it's not that old. Exactly.
No.
The city is 6 players. I I don't necessarily want.
You'll never let me play the reindeer games.
Oh, it's fine. You can play.
Hey, we could use those. Hey.
What?
We got card holders.
We do. Okay, you can have card holder.
Yeah. We got those from the gathering. Opposable thumbs of the wind.
Funny.
Time for a transplant.
Oh my goodness.
If you've ever seen Norseman, you know, there's the leader that is looking for new prosthetic hands.
So bad.
It's so funny.
So bad.
So it's sort of like me, right? Yeah, like you.
Like you. So yeah.
All right.
Challengers. Really great.
Hazel the blue nose sock.
I can't wait to get a copy and play with my 8 closest friends. No, just kidding.
The very purple hair.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Whatever.
All right. Number 6 for me.
Oh.
Yeah. You've already talked about it, so we won't spend a whole lot of time on it. It is First Empire.
Yay!
So, Eric, if you're still on the stream, it made my number 6 and her number 13.
It was a super solid month.
In a solid month.
It might go higher.
There's Eric. He's still there.
Yay!
It made my number 6. And like I say, in a really solid month.
It's a really good month of games.
Briefest history of the world. Buy it. That's all I'm going to say.
Love it.
Buy it. Love it.
So good.
So much fun.
Yes.
And elegantly simple. I love how each of the tracks is something different. A different thing to advance. It's just, it's got some good elegance to it. I love it. Anyway.
It's true.
Oh, he came back after dinner. You didn't miss anything other than her number 13, which was also First Empires.
It was.
Your number 6 is...
Well, I just wanted to address Aldi. He's like, what are the mechanics of it? And I think he's talking about challengers.
Challengers.
I think he missed your explanation of it. So just real quick is that it's a deck building war type game where you simply reveal a card and then the next player, your opponent, will reveal a card until he can...
Until all together...
Or passes the value of your card. Your card goes to the bench. You only have so many spaces on the bench.
6 spaces on the bench.
If you have to pull out more cards than the 6 cards, or the 6 different pictured cards, then you will bust. And you don't want to bust. You want to be the last one standing.
Yeah,
if you run out of cards in your deck, you will bust.
So if you have two or three cards that are similar, they all hit the same spot on the bench. Like if you have the dog.
Yeah.
The dog, if you have 3 cards, 3 copies of the dog, they will all go to the same spot on your bench.
Yeah.
If you run out of bench spaces or you run out of cards, you've lost that challenge. And you basically play this in a big group of you can play it with one or two people, but
it's fun with a lot of people.
When you have a lot of people, it's really great.
Yeah, so you have these little matches, and so each round you will have one opponent, and then at the end of the round you get to get a little upgrade to your deck. You draw some cards, you take 2 or something, add them to your deck. You can trash any cards from your deck that you want at any time, but the values will get higher and higher. They all have different abilities on them. If they're on the bench, they might provide extra power to whatever number. Right,
it might say while on the bench, all of your 1s are worth 3.
Or it says while this is up, it's a +2.
While you are in control of the ball, when it was
a ball, it's a flag or something.
They change it to flag. When you're in possession of the flag, hey, thanks for following GM Dandy Drew.
Hey,
when you're in possession of the flag, it's worth +2 or something like that.
And so all these cards have different powers, and it's a simple game.
You can look at the top card of your deck and then put it to the bottom if you want.
It's not necessarily war because you just reveal a card and they have to equal, and then they will win eventually, and then boot you to the bench, and then you have to win, and then you keep going until somebody busts. Yeah. And they win a trophy or value points.
When we say it's deck building war, that doesn't quite convey the fun. It's not just I play a card, you play a card, I play a card, you play a card.
It's really cool.
It's much more than that, but it goes really quickly.
Unfortunately, it's hard to get people excited about it by talking about it because you really have to just experience it.
You have to experience it.
And then you're like, wow, this is smart. It's just a smart game, and it's simple.
And there's
And
lots
it's
of
just
different
lots of fun.
characters in the different upgrade boxes. So, and you have to think, there were some really intelligent decisions that have to be made because you all start off with the same set of starter cards.
Yeah.
But when you'll draw like 5 cards from the A box, and you can keep up to 2 of them. You can discard a set and get more, but ultimately you're going to end up keeping 2 of those first batch of cards. Okay, well, I've got 2 new cards. Do I want to discard, do I cull any of them from my deck? If I cull too many, I might run out of cards too quickly.
Yeah.
If I don't cull, I might fill up my bench too quickly. Where is that balance? And I think that balance is where I think that's where it really won me over, is that you have to finely tune that deck. You know, I got a card that made all of my 2s worth more. So I culled all my 1s. I boosted up with 2s, but by the end of the matches, people were throwing up 5s and 6s and 7s.
Like, it's not enough.
I got this baby too.
Yeah,
and it's like, I don't have my special power. What am I doing? And then I lose.
And you want your good cards to come up, but
and then they don't come up, and you're like
relying on a specific order of cards to come up. You're like, okay,
yes.
You're shuffling these at the beginning. You're like, okay, please let it be what I need it to be, and then it's not. And you're no, it's not. Okay,
So I had one necromancer. It was called the necromancer, and if I played him, I mean, you have no. It's random which one comes up. But if I play the necromancer, I could have pulled one of my 2 cards back into my hand to play him again.
Yeah.
But what happens if you haven't played that card and it's not on the bench yet?
Yeah.
Then you've wasted your necromancer.
And then it's like all these things, and like if it lines up perfectly, you got this.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I made a good decision.
And each match is like.
But
2
it's like
minutes.
it's like crafting that like a Magic deck. You know, Sean and I have been playing a lot of Magic. Infinite Dreams Gaming out there. We've been playing a lot of Magic. What happens if you don't get enough land? What happens if you have too much land? What happens if this combo didn't come out in the right order?
All your ones come out, and then all of the things that boost your ones come out. It's like
right. So Necrodata says it sounded like a good game to me.
It is. It's really fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, Dandy Drew, welcome in.
And we're glad you're with us. We're doing running down our top 10 plus 5.
Plus
we
5.
got 15 this month because Steph I learned slightly fewer. Actually, I might have learned about as many because a lot of my Steph learned 75 games last month. So
making a top 10 plus 5.
Yes.
Because there's so many good games.
So many good games.
I think we're on my number 6.
We are on
because your number 6 was First
My number 6
Empires.
was First Empires. Your number 6 is?
My number 6.
One that made my honorable mention list.
Is
Akropolis.
This was so cool. It's a tile placement game, totally up my alley, like very puzzly. You're drafting tiles first of all in the way that it was like Small World too, because you're paying to grab tiles deeper in. I can't remember. Something like that. I don't know. You're grabbing tiles. There's like it's like a 3 hexagon space.
Yes.
And you can place
like a 3 hexagon triangle.
Yeah, you're placing it in your map, and then you can place on top.
But you can only place on top if you place on more than one tile.
More than one tile.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like Tuluva, if you know what that is. And you're trying to make these regions of colors. And the bigger the region, that's cool, but you're also going to need multipliers, little stars around your map.
Well, temples want to be surrounded.
Oh, yeah, there's different ways to score
outposts,
each color.
Military outposts need to be on the wall.
On the outside.
On the outside. But you can also build up.
Yeah, though the higher it is, the more points you can get for specific things. This is really...
Some of them want to be in clusters of things, but you don't score anything unless you have a town square of that type of color. And you might get between 1 and 3 points per instance of that one thing that comes up. For every level that you go up, it doubles or triples or quadruples your score for that one thing.
For that one thing, yeah. It's like super smart. And so you're trying to build it up high, but you don't want to cover up too much other things because you want to kind of have as many groups and things as possible.
It was probably my number 16 on the list.
It's really good. Dan said it was pretty good, so that Dan is just.
If Dan recommends it, that's a good recommendation.
He doesn't like games. It's like...
Yeah, he does.
It's debatable.
Oh, my goodness.
I really like this. It's totally in my wheelhouse.
No, Dan saying it's pretty good means it's fantastic. You should check it out.
That's probably true.
That's... I would like to play it again, so there. Unlike Decorum, which he's
oh
been
my God. Decorum's so great. He's just wrong.
Whoa. Are you letting the record show?
Always. Not like you, though. All right, that was my number 6.
Yes, my number 5 is the same as your number 5.
Oh, I don't have it ready then. Hold on.
What?
I forgot we had the same number 5. Number 5. Okay,
what
here
is
it is. It is.
It's a Wonderful Kingdom.
I don't know. If you guys are familiar with It's a Wonderful World, it's very similar. At least
a 2-player version of.
It's the 2-player, but it has this really interesting drafting mechanic / I split you choose, but not really because you're splitting it. They will choose, but you don't necessarily get the other half because they're gonna have to then put out new cards. Then you can choose between those. And then you can choose
between those halves.
So it's like a variation on like I split you choose, which works really well here. And
then eventually
it's so cool.
Some things are not going to be shown. You can put down, I think, up to 2 cards each round face down.
I split you draft, yeah.
I split you draft. There are each of us is going to have a calamity, 2 calamities each round, and there are 2 cards we can hide. Are we hiding a calamity, or are we hiding something we want to draft? The next time we get a turn.
Yeah, it's trying to fool you.
And it's not always equal number of cards on equal sides.
It's so smart.
It's elegant.
It is. And then so there's like 3 different ways to play. There's like you can have quests is what we've done only, and then there's other like monster things you can add in. So there's a lot of different variation there. Otherwise, you're basically doing the same thing you are in Wonderful World in that you're trying to collect the different like sets and get your production up and running. I really like this. If you like 2-player games at all, this is like a must-have, I would say.
I think so.
It's really, really nice.
My only complaint is that the 2 players on the 2 like we each have a kingdom. The 2 kingdoms are very static. They are the same each time. There's not really a great variety in those 2 kingdoms. So, and that's the one thing I like with It's a Wonderful World is all the different civilizations with all the different powers. And like, oh, this one wants blue and this one wants green and this one wants to focus on the gray. I really like that portion of it. And I think that part is missing in It's a Wonderful Kingdom. That said, it's number 5 for a reason.
Yeah, it's solid.
It's super.
It's nice. It's
super
a nice game.
Elegant, super solid.
Really like it. Sweet. That was number 5.
Yep.
Your number 4.
My number 4.
Which is, I think.
We talked about this before, and I'm
this?
highly surprised.
Wow.
You did not know it was that high on my list.
I did not know.
It is Isle of Cats.
Explore and draw.
Really quick. And really smooth.
I need to play it again. Maybe it would be higher if I played it. It was really hard to make the list, okay? It was really hard to make this list.
There's a lot of good games in this list.
There's a lot of great games.
So, I like the elegance of it. Okay, so that's the same reason why I love Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition over Terraforming Mars. This doesn't mean I don't like Terraforming Mars, don't get me wrong, but Ares Expedition distills it down into its vital parts, right? Mm-hmm. I think Isle of Cats Explore and Draw distills Isle of Cats down to those the bare bones
that make it really like solid.
You still have not really drafting, but you choose the column you want, and you still have lessons to do. and you're still filling up the boat, and you're still trying to make your patterns, and you're still trying to make all of those lessons work out.
Yeah. It's distilled down nicely.
This does not fire Isle of Cats.
I don't think so.
But if I've got a quick 30 minutes, bang, let's knock out Explore and Draw.
Yeah.
And we don't have it, and I want to get it. So, definitely worth checking out Isle of Cats, Explore and Draw.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yes, Soften Your Razor says, it's still recognizable in half the time. Yeah. Exactly. Same thing with Ares Expedition. It's recognizable in I would say less than a third of the time for Terraforming Mars. I mean, Terraforming Mars has all the fantastic, Mars building and everything. Sometimes you just want a really quick you get that same, it scratches the same itch.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to get.
Yep.
So Soften Your Razor's like, oh yes, love it so much. We love the game.
Love the game. Hey, guess what?
We're on your number 4.
Which happens to be your number 3.
Which is my number 3. What? Yeah.
What?
Whoa.
Well, what?
I mean, it's cool that it's your number 4. My number 3. It must be pretty awesome. Skymines. Not out yet.
Not out yet.
But we'll be from Pegasus.
It's to be expected that this would be on the list. I love Mombasa.
So, for those of you who don't know, Skymines is Mombasa in space, or as some have affectionately called it, Moonbasa.
It's true. It's great.
Moonbasa. Wigsby fatigued on Terraforming Mars. A lot of people have. I have the expansions and have not played them all yet.
So now you can play Skymines.
Yeah, a new space game.
New space game.
Skymines. So,
it gives people a chance who haven't played Mombasa to try Mombasa in space. Basically.
Is Mombasa hard to find?
I don't know. I just don't think it never really got the attention I think it deserved because I really like it.
Plus, I think there are some. Now, I haven't played Mombasa and don't know all of the troubling aspects of it, but a lot of people, as they were coming over to watch Skymines, and we said it was Mombasa in space, they were like, "Oh yeah, that's good because it removes all those problematic parts of Mombasa." I didn't even know about because I don't know what they are, but supposedly it fixes a lot of those cultural insensitivities or something. I don't know.
Skymines has. So it has Mombasa, the base game, basically the front of the board. Mm-hmm. And in the back of the board, there's this whole new game, which we didn't play, which I'm kind of sad we didn't play because it looked really cool and I love Mombasa.
Where there, instead of different regions that are connected by borders, there are these satellite paths that you have to launch the satellites on in order to gain access to further out regions.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it's basically...
Oh, political issues. Thank you.
It's basically the same thing. I actually plan on keeping Mombasa just because, for me, I prefer it just because it's kind of hard to read Skymines. Like, from far away, it's like very
you can't
busy.
Tell what's going on the other side of the board.
It's very busy.
Okay.
The cards aren't as clear as the cards in Mombasa, which is like, okay, that's a Coco, and I can read everything really easily in Mombasa. For me, it's just...
I would like to try it sometime.
Yeah.
Would I consider it a different game?
No.
Maybe not.
Probably not. I mean, there are slight differences, but
I enjoyed the different tracks and whatever. It had like a stock market-ish sort of feel.
The tracks are exactly the same in Mombasa as they are in Skymines. So they're exactly the same. So everything about it is basically exactly the same. But I'm counting it as a different game because I know there's a backside to it. But I'm rating it the same as I rate Mombasa, which is an 8 out of 10, which is really strong. And I'll probably end up owning both because they offer different things. But I'm glad we played it. I'm glad we played it with 4. Again, it is a game that unfortunately is best at 4. And
so it's going to be hard for us to play.
I probably won't want to play it with anything but 4.
We could try it. Let's try it at 2 and just see.
It might work, but it's more interesting to see the interactions with the tracks and how the board develops with multiple people, because there's a lot more things that are happening, interactions that are good. And so I love the game. Obviously, I love Mombasa. I love Skymines.
Right.
I love Alexander Pfister games.
All right.
What can I say?
Necrodaddy says, yeah, I think this is the new reality. Publishers are going to be avoiding historical games because history can get dark. It's true that history can get dark, but if we don't realize what happened in history, we're going to repeat bad historical times. You have to understand history to know, hey, this is what these bad people did. We don't want to go there again. We never want to go there again. We never want to get to that dark place in history. And if we just turn a blind eye to it, we're going to forget. And if we don't forget, I mean, when I say we forget, I'm talking about our kids and our kids' kids and our kids' kids' kids that aren't alive, you know, that don't even know about those dark times. And the other thing I'll say about that is for every game with a bad guy, there has to be a good guy to combat that thing. You can't defeat evil if evil doesn't exist. Evil exists, and you want to try to fight against it as much as possible. So, anyway, board games can be wonderful teaching tools. Exactly. I've never played it before, but how about Freedom Underground Railroad? Without discussing that topic and discussing that this was necessary to, you know, to escape slaves, you never really learn about that. I want to teach, and I did have to taught my kids about these sort of issues. You know, make a game about this, you know, where you're fighting against the bad guy. I say that, and then there's games where, you know, we colonize aliens or kill dinosaurs or whatever, where we are possibly the evil people. Battlestar Galactica. I'm an evil Cylon. I love being an evil Cylon. And I kill humans. But it's a game. It's a game, guys.
Yeah.
Let's have fun playing games. On to number 3.
On to number 3. No. We did your number 3.
My number 3, Moonbasa.
Yes.
Done.
My number 3 is one you actually didn't get to play.
Necrodaddy says this War of Mine is another great example. Yes, it's super dark, but it's things we need to learn from. Atrocities to other people they're terrible things. You know, you got to fight against evil. Anyway, you were doing number 3. I didn't play this.
You did not play it.
I wanted to play this and just didn't have a chance.
This will be your number 1 when you do.
Because
I already know.
You already know it's going to be my number 1
of that month.
I mean, I love space themes. Oh, is that a spoiler?
Yes.
I love space themes.
So, did you want to comment on that, or should I keep going? Should I say what it is?
Sean says the whole satanic panic of the 70s was because of devils and demons in D&D, despite them being antagonists. I mean, yeah, that's... Everyone said that people were going to go to hell for playing D&D, and then they were going to go to hell for playing Pokemon and Magic, and then they're going to go to hell for whatever. Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Me.
You. I'm gonna love this game.
You're gonna love this game. It will be your number 1. Space Station Phoenix.
Whoa.
It is a space game. It's awesome. It's super cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were gonna get help for playing records. You're right.
So in the game, you have a whole bunch of actions, and you're managing a whole bunch of resources and all that jazz, and you're trying to build up your space station, get all the different cool bits and building parts. You want to get them before the people because they're one time, and you get them, and they add them to your space station. However, if you take an action, and you can actually destroy your action spaces by getting cool things.
Whoa.
So you're losing your action spaces as the game goes on. It's like an action destruction game. I don't know how else to explain it.
Why would you mess up your actions?
Because
it gives you better
really
actions?
cool things. It gives you really good things. And so it gives you the materials you need in order to build more of your space station.
So, like, why would you mess up some things in Dominion to get more things.
And then the rest of the game, you won't have that action, but you got the materials for it, so it's kind of worth it. But you can use other people's buildings. It will cost you extra stuff, but sometimes you want. So it's a game where everybody keeps taking turns, but you're gonna have to pass eventually to clear your actions off and get more income.
So it's one of those games where when you've used all your resources or dice or whatever, you pass to get everything back, and then you.
But if you can manage it really well to keep getting things with your actions, and you don't have to pass as often.
So you're saying,
yeah,
there's an engine building game going on
here.
This
is really good.
That sounds like a tasty thing.
You're gonna love it.
Probably gonna love it.
And there's like a million different buildings. You're not gonna see all the same stuff every game. There's a million different starting stations where I have a different ability than Michael, and there's I think there's 24 of them.
What?
So that's it's like what? There's so much.
That's just crazy.
I know. I knew you'd like that.
Yeah.
And so I was just super impressed by this
me or
game.
Him?
Both of you.
Whoa.
So this is... Yeah.
Is there bumping like asking for troubles?
No bumping, because once a space is taken, it's taken until someone passes, and then it clears off.
Fist bump.
Fist bump.
That's a bump.
That is a bump. So I know this is going to be a super huge hit for whoever tries it, I think. I know you are automatically going to love it. And Senor Azul is going to love it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my number 3.
My number 2.
Is this.
Stroganov.
Wow. Beefy.
Sean makes some good beef stroganoff.
Beefy.
But I like this stroganoff too.
Nice.
So I like. So you are going across the.
What is it?
The Siberian wasteland
Yeah.
to venture further and further into Siberia to catch different animals and stuff. And you're building outposts and taking actions. There are a couple of things that you need to know when reading the rules to take careful note of. There's a couple of quirky things in the rules that they could have worded a lot better. Outside of that, fantastic game. I like collecting the animals, hunting the animals, and then turning them in for sets. And the harder that an animal is, the more it's worth. And you might get extra points if you can kill a bear, or eventually, maybe, take down, what is the big one, a lion?
Yeah,
Take
tiger.
down the tiger.
Yeah.
Taking down the tigers in the Siberian wasteland. So, and I employed the tiger strategy like crazy.
You did a really good job at that. You could
despite all the shenanigans with the rules. The rules were fine, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of strategies to pursue. Like, you could go for a lot of tigers. You could go for taking over the lands. You could go for,
Building
trying to get your trophy thing all the way down. There's tons of ways to go about getting points in this game.
Yeah.
So it's super cool.
Yeah. Visit the villages. Visit the, the yurts. That's what they're called. The little little oval mobile villages is basically what it is.
Yeah.
And when you visit the ones close by, those yurts come closer to you, but then new yurts come in. But then the villages stay put, and you have to go travel out to get there. It's not easy to travel out there. So you can hunt the things on your space and things like that. So we did have a couple of rules questions, but no one's played it yet. So BGG doesn't have any of the information on it yet, or didn't at the time. Like there were a couple of combo interactions where I could hunt on a different on spaces to the left and right of me. But if I can hunt two things, can I hunt things in two different spaces? Mm-hmm. We don't know, because those rules questions haven't been answered yet. Regardless of how those questions are decided, it's still a fun game. So certainly worth checking out.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Stroganov.
Yeah, number 2. Wow, we're getting there.
And again, it was really hard to order these in any sort of order because these games are all so fantastic.
And going over it again, I'm like, did I really do that way? Maybe I should change it. Like,
I've done that sitting here. I'm like, I really should move that up.
It matters on what kind of moods you're in, right?
It really does.
I mean, so it's just
because you have to be in a very different mood to play Perseverance versus something like Last Message versus something like Marvel Remix, or do I want a deep heavy game? Do I want a really like Challengers game? Do we have 8 people? Do we have 2 people?
I know.
With Wonderful Kingdom versus Challengers. You got to be in different moods for a lot of these things. So
yeah, and every game isn't going to be for everybody also. I mean, Stroganov isn't going to be the same audience as like Challengers maybe. Yes. I mean, it could be, but it might not be. Like they're totally different games. So yeah. And Decorum is like, I pretty much subscribe to all these games on BG. Well, I'm glad we could help.
Thanks to us.
Yeah, I mean, these are really cool games. My number 2.
It's important to use baby bellows when making stroganoff.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Sean knew. My number 2 is Remix. Oh my god, I'm so into it. I just want to keep playing this. I want this to be like the nightly game that we play every night before we sleep. Like I don't know. Like I just want to play this game because why not? Because
why not?
It's just cool to see what combos you can possibly get. I don't know. It's the same thing with Fantasy Realms. I've been playing a lot of Fantasy Realms recently, and I just can't get enough.
Where do you play Fantasy Realms?
I don't know. I like at the conventions. I've been bringing it around.
Oh, I thought maybe that was on BGA or something.
I wish. Gosh, I wish.
That'd be so good.
All the time. I was literally playing it all the time.
Oh, like you did Nidavellir for the longest time?
I played like 400 games of Nidavellir. And then I kind of stopped. But I really love Nidavellir. But yeah.
Sean says, so why haven't you all had me play it yet?
You just play Magic.
That's not exactly true. He will play games. But yeah, we do play a lot of Magic. Number 1, we got it, a week ago?
Yeah.
Number 2.
Really recent.
You haven't been over in the last week. So, put 1 and 2 together. That's why you haven't played it yet.
Boom.
Boom. Boom. Yeah. Let the record show you haven't been there.
Also from WizKids is coming as Star Trek Pinball, so we'll be showing that off soon.
Star Trek Pinball.
That'll be cool.
Star Trek Mission, Sean, we can skip it. So, Star Trek Pinball, maybe play it.
Yeah, we'll wake up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Haven't been invited either. Name some times. I do got a lot of Taekwondo stuff, but name the time. All right.
Hey, we have the same number 1.
We have the same number 1.
I wasn't sure you were gonna. I wasn't sure you were gonna rate it the same as me. I don't know. I knew you liked it. I didn't know what your favorite game was.
I'm gonna like it a lot more with the deluxe bits.
Oh my god. Yes.
Yes.
It's so good. Our number 1 for the month is
Wonderland's War.
It's so good, guys. It's so good. It's Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Battle Quacks.
Battle Quacks.
Battle Quacks.
Battle Quacks. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. It's push your luck. It's the right amount of push your luck because they give you goals to work towards, so you have to know when to stop.
Do I look like the box?
Wonderland. You look
like
the cat?
looks like the.
Kestrel's still there. I'm like, somebody wake up Kess.
So when we visited Kess, she had her copy of Wonderland's War out, and we're going, oh, look a lot of deluxe tokens. And so
she did.
So we played the retail version, and we're like, Kess's tokens are so much better.
Yes, she had the nice one.
And so we got the deluxe version.
And then we got it because reasons.
Because reasons.
And it's awesome.
And
just so you all know, I've been told that Skybound is going to have deluxe copies available on their site this Friday. So
this Friday?
If you're looking for it.
This Friday,
which is
on their site.
Yes, Friday. Which is the 6th of May.
6th of May. For those of you who are watching past the 6th of May, 2022, got to find them somewhere else.
Because reasons. I just really wanted the deluxe chips.
Yes.
Really needed.
Okay, so those of you who have played Quacks.
Yeah, you know it's better with the nice chips.
Yes.
So good.
So, I mean, a lot of people came up with those homemade coin protector things where they're sort of... Which
works, is fine.
It works. But man, those BGG chips are so much better.
They're the best. You have to get those.
You have to get them.
If you play any sort of Quacks at all, even if you play once a year, it's worth it. Just get those bits.
Kessler says, well, it's incredible to think that I have influenced y'all on a board game decision.
You did. I mean, we had it. We were wanting to play it.
I mean, we had the retail version,
but I was just excited to play it. We did not have the deluxe.
So your deluxe version, indeed.
BGG bids for Quacks
now,
are so good. Yeah,
we can call Kestrel a game influencer.
So yeah, no, it's so cool because there's like 2 phases to each round in Wonderland's War. And the first round, you're drafting cards. You're going around drafting these cards. And I love drafting cards. I think it's really interesting.
You're going around the table.
The tea party. It's a tea party.
Yes.
It's so good. And, yeah. And then in the second phase of each round is that you're going to try and battle for each of the different regions in the kingdom. And so you're trying to gain the most to get the points that are awarded and to get your castle down for extra influence in later rounds as well. And so you're trying to do all these things. You have goals that you can work on. Well, you have one goal and then you can get more possibly. And you're trying to upgrade your tokens. You're trying to get more tokens for your bag because you don't want to pull the bad tokens out.
Oh my goodness, no.
You don't want that. That will cause
because battle quacks, right?
That will cause you to bust. And you don't want to bust eventually. And so you're just trying to pull the good tokens
busting, out. By busting, you mean all of your people get removed from the region.
Yeah.
And then you're out.
Yep.
You keep going and keep going until you run out.
Yep.
And then you're done. Weirden and Kestrel talking about influencing. Weirden says, Kestrel being a cult leader gives you automatic plus 15 charisma.
Cult leader, yeah. Does busting make you feel good?
Busting makes you feel good.
Oh, God. You made it.
Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters?
Yes. Very good. That's what I count. Never mind.
I mean, you don't want to bust.
You don't want to bust. So it does not indeed make you feel good.
You don't want to bust. You want to try to avoid busting.
Right.
But if you can come in second in majority or influence in a region, you get points as well. But it's not as cool. And if you're not participating, you can wager on who will.
That's the fun part.
You will come out ahead at the end. And you might get a shard, which is bad if you fail, or you might get a cool token if you succeed at guessing who will come out on top. I don't know, there's just a lot of good choices to be made. You're not going to feel like there's a whole lot of downtime just because there's always something to think about and watch and do. And
also, it's really cool that all of the different characters have really relevant to the IP, relevant player powers.
Yeah, that's cool too.
So Queen of Hearts can
off with your head.
That. So she goes into a region and
I had a lot
can
of
take
control.
Off one of each of her opponents.
If I unlock that ability, my base ability was basically I could go into any region with any of my number of my guys. So generally, a card will say like 2 guys you put into one region, but I could split them up how I saw fit because I had a lot of
1 and 1 instead of 2 in the same.
Yeah,
right.
So I had control over that.
Alice's ability was to go around the table counterclockwise. So I was drafting stuff. Okay, so I say it was unavailable to them. In truth, it was still available, but at a very high cost if you were to do that.
Yeah.
It's like jumping to the end in Maracaibo. You probably don't want to do it, but you can. Mm-hmm. But you probably don't want to. So I was going counterclockwise and getting all of the tasty stuff going around the table. James was the Jabberwock cool. And was poisoning.
He was so rude.
He poisoned the tasty things.
And I definitely took some of that poison. I wanted those cards.
And those poisons will cause they'll cause you to bust, just like drawing a madness shard.
The good thing is that it goes back to him instead of onto your board, which is nice.
The cat gives out 1 shard to another player on rolls of 2 or 3.
Oh, we didn't play with the cat.
We didn't play with the cat. That's pretty cool.
All right, I'll be the cat next time.
I had so much fun doing off with their hands.
Or did Susan play with the cat? I feel like that was her ability. Who didn't we play with?
Yeah, but she did.
Oh, we didn't play with the Mad Hatter. She wasn't rolling a lot. She gave them to me.
Oh, she was handing them all out.
Yes.
She was handing them out equally.
That's right.
When she got 2, she would hand one of them.
No, she would hand them to me because I was winning.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of times that she didn't.
She rolled 1 a lot.
She didn't.
God.
She rolled 1 a lot.
Which is funny because she always usually rolls the worst, but that is the worst for her in that case.
Yes. So yeah, that I remember it now.
Yes, the Mad Hatter was the one we didn't play with, and I think he fills in the tea party spaces before he goes. So that gives him a lot of choices.
Yeah. So like when you make a revolution around the table, you fill up all the spots that have been taken, as long as there's not somebody at that spot, and then you take some madness. So isn't that what it is?
Something like. I'm not
anyway,
sure.
It's bad to go around the table.
And then, of course, there's like Wonderland creatures that you can kind of draft if you take a card with that, and they stay with you. And
they will stay with you for the rest of the game.
That's super cool. I didn't have any of that. I wasn't focused on that at all.
And instead of putting out somebody onto an area, you could put out one of those Wonderland characters, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to play this on stream with you.
Oh, Alice gets free Wonderland characters. It's so good.
Oh, that is really cool, yeah.
So anyway, Wonderland's War, Battle Quacks. Get it. It's super fun. And if you can, pick up that deluxe set.
Oh, yeah, Friday.
On Friday.
I mean, I don't know what the price is or if it's going to be matching.
Or where it is on their site.
I'm not sure. He hasn't said.
But that's what we've been told.
Yeah, it was supposed to be last Friday and then it got pushed a week. So if you are interested in picking up a copy, that would be a really cool one to get. I really, really, really like that game.
Necrodaddy says, wow, this game sounds fun. Yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was way more fun than I thought it would be, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought it would be really good. I didn't think it would be I didn't think it would be like blown away good as it was. I mean, the mesh mechanics just works.
It's usually a bad idea to just throw a bunch of mechanics at a game and hope they stick. This actually works. Plus, anytime you work with existing intellectual property, even if it's something that's as old as Alice in Wonderland, it's important to get the feel right and the characters right.
Yeah.
If you do that, you'll make a really successful game because you feel more bonded. If it was just random player A and random player B and random player C, it doesn't have the same pull as it does when you are playing Alice with this ability that relates to what's in the story. Or if you're playing the Queen of Hearts and you can relate to with what
the artwork and everything about this game is beautiful,
deep, dark, and colorful.
It kind of reminds me of like the Johnny Depp Alice in Wonderland like feeling. I don't know if you saw it or
yep.
But it has that like dark feeling and very whimsical, dark whimsy.
Yes. Well, like this box right here.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like
it's really cool. It's beautiful.
Necrodaddy says the cover's amazing.
It is.
Probably skybound.com. Yeah, but where on the site? I don't know. Maybe they've got a storefront set up where they're just going to drop it in there. Check Friday. We can't guarantee. This is just what we've been told.
This is from the publisher. I mean,
it's what we've been told from the publisher, right?
And from James. So I anticipate it's happening. And
what I'm trying to say is, it was supposed to be last Friday. It wasn't last Friday.
So
it's supposed to be next Friday. So take it with a grain of salt. This is what we've been told. It may change, but check Friday.
We do have links blocked, but
Skybound.com/collection/tabletop, possibly. So anyway.
Yeah. Definitely check that one out. I highly recommend it. I think it will be a lot of people's jam.
I think so too.
I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we're getting a little asterisk for you, Kestrel. So I think that...
That's okay. I called it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
gotcha.
super solid month of games. We are very excited. Normally we don't do top 15, but it felt like
because there's usually not.
There are so many
15 super highlight. We almost did it. Like I say, we almost did a top 20.
Like, I think almost all these games are like an 8 out of 10, or at least 7.5 out of 10. And there's potential to change higher or lower for several of them, but I do think that they are all super solid.
You have some months where you've got 1 or 2 games 7.5 or greater. Yeah, literally.
Not many. And then this month is just like slam packed with great games. So I'm glad we were able to take the time to talk about extra stuff.
And the reason why...
And for, like, to Necro Daddy, just to go learn about these games. Yeah. Because we love them.
Yeah. So. Well, the other reason why I thought we should do an increased list is because, you know, we are provided a lot of these games by the publishers, and it wouldn't feel right to, on a month that had so many good games, to just leave some of them unrecognized when on any other month they'd be in the top 10. Any other month, I promise you, all 15 of these games would be on any other month's top 10. So
it's true. A lot of good stuff.
Mostly because you rated them 7.5.
Yeah, a 7.5 out of 10 is an automatic keeper, and you know there's a lot of. I think it's a super solid game. It's a super rainbow in my book.
And the 8s, I think, are double rainbow. Or
no, only at 9 does it get a super.
It's rare that you do a 9.
It's rare. Yeah, I gotta be really picky for sometimes. And who knows? Some of these games could end up being a 9 the more I play them. It's just a matter of.
Like Wonderland's War with the deluxe chips, maybe.
Could be. Who knows? Because I think that was actually an 8.5 out of 10 for me.
That's really high for you.
It's really high. I mean, I don't know if we're getting into top 50 territory, but like that's of all time. You know what I'm saying? When it gets to like 8.5, then we're talking.
Well, considering you play 500 games plus a year.
I know. It's like, it's really good. Who knows?
I say you and not me because I don't know how many games I play a year because...
You don't keep track, but now you do.
Actually, I do now keep track.
Yeah.
So, an 8.675. 309.
Exactly. I don't know if we should run through the list one more time.
My number 15, Streets.
Are you doing all of them? Usually just...
Sure. My number 14, Decorum. My number 13, Overbooked. 12, Riverside. 11, Challengers. 10, Intrepid. Could go up or down. 9, Perseverance. Could go up or down. Number 8, Marvel Remix. Number 7, Jump Drive. Number 6, First Empires. Number 5, It's a Wonderful Kingdom. Number 4, Isle of Cats. Explore and Draw. Number 3, Moonbasa, or otherwise known as the official name, Skymines. Number 2, Stroganov. Number 1, Wonderland's War.
Number 15, Isle of Cats, Explore and Draw. 14, Riverside. 13, First Empires. 12, Stroganov. 11, Intrepid. 10, Welcome to the Moon. 9, Overbooked. 8, Sherlock Files, which is like 8, and then an 8.5 because there's like 2 of them in there.
And I was in that one.
You were in that one, yeah. 7, Challengers. 6, Akropolis. 5, It's a Wonderful Kingdom. 4, Skymines. 3, Space Station Phoenix. 2, Marvel Remix. And 1, Wonderland's War.
Or you might say Wonderland's War.
I know, Explore and Draw is so good.
Do you get it? Yeah. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Wonderland's War.
Wonderland's War. I mean, yeah, it's... Michael was like, I can't believe Explore and Draw is so low on your list. I'm like, I know. That's why we need to have a 15 because we want to add it into the list.
It's my number 4. So, yeah.
I think I just need to play it again. I think my first play was a little... I think I got like a score of 10 or something. It was like really low. Shut it! Oh my god. What?
That's pretty low.
That was really low. Wonderland's War tricks the eye. Alright, I think that's about it.
Yep.
It was a great month in April, so we'll see what May has to bring. There is a BGG con there, so we'll learn a lot more games.
Oh, that's right.
So we're excited about that.
Cons. We love the cons.
We love the cons. All
Because they are good to us.
So we'll be back in June with more top.
They don't got a pepper bar.
Oh my God. Okay. We'll be right
Hope
back.
you've enjoyed our top 15.
Yes.
10 plus 5. See you next month or every Wednesday and Sunday for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.